Behind me is the brand new fleet of Air India Express Boeing 737 MAX, proudly showcasing Indian art on its tail. Kashmiri being on this one. And of course, all of this by a dedicated team of GMR Aero Technic MRO facility situated in Hyderabad, India. This is just one of the aircrafts in their hangars, a couple more being transformed and going under that mega vibrant journey. To talk more about this colorful mission, let me get you the man who is making this possible, Mr. Ashok Gopinath, who is the president of GMR Aero Technic MRO Center. So what a pleasure to have you. Welcome to India Today Group.
Thank you. Pleasure to have you here.
Thank you very much. Sir, let me begin by asking you, what is the process of painting from start to end?
Oh, it's a very complex question that you are asked actually, but then when you see a finished product, it looks very easy, but there's a lot of activity that goes behind the scene, right from, we spend more than about, an aircraft approximately takes about 8 to 10 days to paint a narrow body aircraft like a 737 or a 320 aircraft, Airbus 320, and we spend about 5-6 days in preparation itself before we actually start the actual painting of the aircraft starts. So there's a lot of precision, engineering as well as artistic inputs are there before you see the aircraft being painted and comes out. In a nutshell, it is as an artwork combined with engineering, precision and skill.
Okay. I see that this is quite become a hub, sir, because a lot of international airlines, domestic airlines have been giving in their orders to you. Could you give us an idea of what kind of aircrafts are currently undergoing transformation? What airlines are you currently working with?
So GMR Aero Technic, we have currently, our capability is to take care of any narrow body aircraft. When I say narrow body means the commercial aircraft like a 737 fleet or a Airbus 320 fleet. That's our current competency, and we are one of the few capability centers in this part of the world who have this capability to do a full complex livery painting. In future, we are developing capability for wide body aircraft such as 350, 787, 777. We are developing that capability. We will have it in next by 2027. You will have that capability. But as far as recognition is concerned, we have done over 100-200 airplanes as on today in our journey of 10 years now, and we are pretty much well known in this part of the world. From Middle East to Far East, we have a customer base where the aircraft has been here or done a painting, and some of them have won global awards also for the livery design and the painting.
Great. I'll just for the comfort of our viewers, sir, as we walk, I'm going to explain them that this is a narrow body aircraft, which you're seeing the visuals on the side of your screen. And like Mr. Gopinath shares that they're going to try their best to house an in-facility hangar for also wide body aircrafts in the coming years. And that's going to be big, sir, because when we talk about long haul flights, most of these wide body aircrafts, they're looking for this transformational change that they would like to go. So I think that's going to be a good decision. Tell me a bit about the quality and safety perspective when you are involved in this process, especially the team of individuals that you have working on this.
Thank you. And as far as quality and safety is concerned, in the world of aviation, it is given, there is no compromise because there is no margin for any error here. So it's quite expensive. We cannot afford it. So there's a lot of training going behind this before our technician actually touches the aircraft. So, and especially in this particular case, when we are talking about painting, so we actually take professional painters from outside, give them a lot of in-house training or aviation-oriented training specific to the aircraft and specific to the aviation processes. We have a lot of accreditation in the form of approvals in the form of AS 9001, AS 14001, AS 45001. Those ratings which are basically for quality management system, for environmental system and health and safety. So apart from the regulatory standards that we are bound to follow, there are many other standards we voluntarily incorporate just to ensure that the product, the people who are delivering our services are qualitative and sharp, efficient, competent. Apart from the other trainings that we give. So by focusing on our quality, that's how I ensure we have a good product to deliver, and thereby we get the customer satisfaction. And that's why one of the reasons why we are today known across this part of the world, from, as I said, from Middle East to Far East, where people ask us, and we are the preferred choice when it comes to painting today.
Great. Besides one in Hyderabad, do we have a lot of these centers? I'd call them transformational centers. Do we have a lot of these in India?
There are another entity who can also do painting in Indian within India. But as I said, we are the preferred when it comes to painting. We are the preferred choice from the customer perspective, because of the ability of our quality of service that we have delivered, and the consistency we are kept with, and the timelines that we give them, which is a very tight timeline of 7 to 10 days, depending on how complex the livery is.
Oh, great. So if I understand, in 7 to 10 days, an aircraft is ready to get back to its base to fly.
Yes, absolutely, and that's that's normally the international standard of, it takes about 10 days. We try and do it again. This also varies why to 7 to 10 days, because the painting is not just our skill. It also depends on the environmental condition, external condition outside the hangar at the time of painting. So it also impacts. Let's say if you're doing the painting in a monsoon when the humidity is very high, sometimes it becomes a tough challenge to maintain the environmental control inside the hangar where the painting is going on. So depending on the timing of the season also, it can vary, but generally, because of the environmental demands and the requirements to maintain the standard, normally the painting is done in the night. Say for example for midnight, especially Hyderabad has got a beautiful weather, a consistent good standard temperature. So normally the paintings are done midnight to 5-6 o'clock in the morning, and during the daytime we do the preparation of the aircraft, masking, washing the aircraft, because every coat we apply after that it needs to be washed down completely. So, and this particular hangar which has got a painting capability, it is got this modifications for environmental control, evacuation and a ventilation system is especially designed for that. Only in such where you can do a painting. That's why it's a specialized services.
Got it. And out of curiosity, sir, because I have seen a lot of these aircrafts by your facility having creative livery on them, how fascinating it is to get these requests from airlines.
So the design and the drawing comes from the customer, because that's their brand, and that showcases who they are, the airline is, what is their values, and what they stand for. So apart from that, but when it comes to us, it's our solution, our capability to translate that paper design in paper onto the aircraft, and the success lies in whether the intent behind the artist who has created the design. We have to ensure that what he has kept in mind is achieved in our final painting.
Have you ever had a challenge where you had to do something but it didn't work out and then you had to redo it from the start?
Yes, there has been a couple of occasions, especially when you bring out a new library which is little unique. So in which case what happens on the paper and on the screen it looks perfect, but when you translate that design onto the aircraft, it may not sit exactly at the location that we wanted it, and then we allow to make some instant changes. Then again you need to go back to the artist before we make any changes. Then we go back to the engineering drawing, change that, so that positioning, because of the windows of the aircraft, as you see there are windows here, the alignment has to fall exactly where it should not. A key part of let's say if you have drawing a face, it should not come on the door of the aircraft. When you open the door, half face is seen, that should not happen. So to ensure that the proper picture alignment is there, locational background is correct, so there will be some modification to be done, which we have done in the past. And an example could be where we have further modified the Fly Beyond aircraft from, it's a luxury airline from Maldives, which is configured for a 45-seater business class seat. on an Airbus 320 and a 319, and it has got a very unique black beauty design. It's livery design, which we are proud to say that we did the first aircraft for them. Even the second aircraft we did it for them. When it came, there were some challenges of how the window outliner has to be done. So we worked with the customer and their artists to realign the painting in such a way without changing the core picture, but we did, and final product was much more beautiful to see.
Great. So give me an idea of the cost that is involved. I'm sure that it's way economical to do it in India than sending your aircrafts abroad, is why a lot of airlines also try to choose us.
So when it comes to painting, it's a bit of a labor intensive. Apart from the skill and the engineering acumen that is required, it's also a labor intensive. And so a country like us, where where we have a labor arbitrage, we have a natural advantage from that perspective. Apart from that, we are flexible. We go that extra mile to do that perfect one and make sure that the customer, what is there in his customer's mind, okay, how he wants to see the picture out, what perspective he sees it, that we are willing to go that extra mile, and so that brings in lot more in our favor to do it rather than in many other countries. And especially also from a climate point of view, Hyderabad is a perfect location, because if you do that in a cold country, it's a different approach altogether. But whereas we are in a city like Hyderabad, it is a very perfect climate throughout the weather condition throughout the 365 days. So that's also a natural advantage. And all these actually goes to increase your efficiency. So naturally, when you increase your efficiency, the cost also goes down in a bit way, apart from the labor arbitrage that we have. But anyway, from a livery painter point of view, it is actually what the brand, whose customer it is, who the customer is, whether he is willing to pay extra if we are able to deliver that satisfaction to him.
Great. I want to talk about the artists. These are your employees, your team that is dedicatedly working towards this. In number, how many of them are usually trained, and do you have an expansion plan on getting more of them on board?
So basically, they all are professional painters who we hire from outside and bring them into our system, and then we train them for about 6 to 12 months time, because this sort of training is not readily available outside. So you have to customize training. It is done by our in-house experts. They basically come from tier 2, tier 3 cities from across India, and then we take them, we train them. So that is where we sensitize them in terms of when you work on an aircraft, how is it different as compared to when you work on an automobile or on a railways, what is the difference, and the quality and the safety standards, which are much higher in terms of from an aviation perspective. Human factor trainings are given to them. Then apart from that, health and safety training is also given to them, because they are dealing with chemicals. Paints are nothing but chemicals. And so all those trainings are given. They are assessed, evaluation done. Once we are satisfied, then a sign-off is done whether he can be given an assignment independently or not. Otherwise, he still works under a certain senior person, so they work before we can release them fully. But then today we have around 30 plus painters dedicated who work 365 days, because we have that kind of a business back-to-back for painting regularly, so they are fully engaged, But then we also see a lot of people moving from, because of the demand for this kind of skilled quality people, moving from here to Gulf. So we have a ready pipeline of, even we have a school where we have a special curriculum for painting. We have set up a school which is approved for aircraft maintenance engineering by EASA in India, and we have a section only for how to develop painting technicians. Okay. So that creates a pipeline for us to prepare in-house talent. In India, we have people. All that need to be done is we need to give them training and sharpen them, make them a good product.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Gopinath, for your views and the plan that you have, a forward-looking plan that you have shared by your team. We wish you luck with all the projects that's upcoming, and we hope to see them right in the air as we fly them. Thank you very much for joining us on this chat. And that was Mr. Gopinath on Business Today Television with us, talking about GMR Aero Technic's Livery transformational facility that houses airlines across domestic and international and gives them a new look so that you can rebook and fly them.